The itinerary consisted of us just pulling up, getting out of our bus, and immediately beginning to interacting with the kids. And we supplied our players with crayons and pencils and pens and balls and different games, and they immediately began to interact. And so I'd have to say the kids were so welcoming, and the environment was so conducive to that type of interaction. Barriers were broken down immediately.
Good Bucky, he's a shooter. He's a shooter, let it ride then. If you're a shooter, you gotta let it ride. You gotta throw the three up. Okay, you're getting tricky with it. You're getting tricky with it. Okay, hey, you gotta throw it up. You gotta throw the three up. Amigo.
Well, I think the greatest teams have the greatest love for one another. And one thing this trip did, and we were already a close team, but it really, really was a defining moment to knit our hearts together. Our minds are together because we're all playing basketball, we're all under our system, but in our hearts were somewhat together, but now our hearts are together. I heard some unsolicited "I love you" among our players 20 times, more in that 7-day trip than I had in 2.5 years of being here as a head coach. That's important. The great teams love one another and willing to sacrifice and love, serve, and care for one another. That's a great community.
I'm sorry, you just not built like that. No, bro, he's from Florida, bro. He got that Florida speed, bro.
People that usually don't get out of their comfort zone left their comfort zone to make the kids feel better. Like, well, me, I'm always dancing and stuff, so I dance for them. But other people, like maybe more reserved people, like Shaq or Kanayo, you can see they were really touched. They got out their comfort zone and interacted with children, lifting them up and everything.
You made it, fam.
He graduated.
You made it, fam.
He graduated from
He said, I'll go get it.
When I got the job, one of my goals was to run a first-class Division I program. And the NCAA allows a foreign tour once every 4 years. And I felt like going into my third year would be an ideal time. The success that I've experienced in previous jobs of taking an overseas tour in the following season has always been a great one. So from day one, for me accepting the job at Longwood, I was planning and contemplating and casting vision that we need to take a foreign tour.
Hey, look. Hey.
Kanayo actually cried after the first place. I remember him crying, leaving, and he was like, and Brian was holding him, and he was like, it could have been so much worse for us, and saying that thing. So that really touched both. That really touched the whole team.
The other value I thought this trip brought to us was that issue of community, that we can win in that. In other words, I may not be a better head coach than most of the coaches in our league, but I can be the best at loving our players. And our players can be the best at loving each other and loving their coaching staff. And so this issue of community was a high priority to build and enhance.
Adios, adios. Adios, adios. Adios, amigo. Adios.